Good morning, family. Welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today's Friday, July 24th, 2009, and today we're reading 1 Kings chapter 7. And before I begin, as always, I encourage you to read it for yourself, see what you get from it, email us, and we'll put it on the blog. But we see here in this chapter, it starts off by saying that when we're reading about the building of the temple of the Lord, and it talks about now King Solomon also building his own house, and so he took 13 years to build his own house. And that's where I'm going to pull Lessons for Life from, just that first portion. There's other stuff, like I said, but you need to read it for yourself. So one of the first things we could see, or that I noticed, was, it took him 7 years to build the temple of the Lord, while it's taken 13 years for him to build his own palace. So when I first thought, I was like, well, wow, how come it take him so much longer to build his own palace? But when you really look at it, what I thought about, I was like, well, the main thing was that he had the priority first of building the Lord's temple, and that was his priority, which is a key thing that we need to that we'll focus on for Lessons for Life. That the priority first was not about his own palace or his own taking care of his own self, but really about taking care of the Lord's temple. So we need to be able to put things in proper priority in our lives, knowing what should be done first, putting other things possibly before our own desires, our own wants and things that we want. And secondly, from that, just in that 13 years that his house was being built, is another thing, another lesson we can get from that, of just in regards to even really to patience. Sometimes, like, this is a third house that we've moved into in New Jersey, and sometimes you want things done immediately. You want your house to come in and you want it looking perfect, like everything in place and so forth. But it took King Solomon, 13 years to get everything together in order for his own house. So when we purchase a house or we move into a house or whatever, things aren't always going to be exactly as they're supposed to be. It takes time for you to build up with that house, for you to put certain things in place, get it the way exactly that you want it. Even if you buy a brand new house that was made just for you, the furnishings, all the different things you might do to customize it, it's not all done overnight. And a lot of times you may discourage yourself or frustrate yourself, and I'm speaking from some maybe past experiences, but it's not done overnight. So you could be frustrated because the house is not exactly as you want, and it takes time. It's not that you could do everything at one time. Like I said, it took King Solomon 13 years, and this is something we could learn from that example right there. That things are done over time, and you have to be patient and do things in maybe in different stages. And after a while, then you start to see the results, and your house will start to I guess more resemble what you want it to resemble. So that was another lesson I wanted to share from this chapter, just how long it took for him to complete the building of his palace and having everything in place, and the furnishings and the pillars and everything that he was putting in place. So with us, when we are moving into a house or whatever, just be patient over time and getting the things together for your own house. So those are the two things I want to really share with you for Lessons for Life today. That was probably the first verse or whatever, but read through the rest of it, and I'm sure you'll get other stuff as you read through this chapter. With that, create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we'll talk again tomorrow.